Previously on DanganRonpa.
What the fuck is this?
I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Can I really just accept what Byakuya said as truth? No, she was killed in the boys' locker room, right? Is that what we're referring to? No, I don't think so. There's definitely extension cord, Genocide Jack present, scene of the crime.
I got it!
Yeah, that's what it was.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right?
That's false.
But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
He's trying to play it cool. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to play it cool as much as possible. I actually know people that do that sometimes.
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
Nope.
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Oh, we got it. We got a reason, Byakuya. We got a reason. Look at him. He's pissed. And standing right next to Chihiro's portrait. That is messed up.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya. Did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who had been so confident up until now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey! Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Oh! I think he might have messed up his calculations there.
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. I need something to drink. I need something else to drink. I need water. This is so stressful on so many levels. Ugh. Let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. There was something that was switched between the boys and girls' locker room. Posters. That's what it was. Posters.
I got it!
Posters and the mats.
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I'm sorry, just hearing him say big boob supermodel is kind of funny.
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Damn.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
Unless the guy really likes Tornado.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. See if we can find it here. Yes.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
We got him. We're getting close to figuring out the full thing with him.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime?
That is definitely something odd. She does bring up a point there, a legitimate point. Why would they go through the trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Probably to get the trail off of him and frame the girl for being a female in the school for being a genocide Jack.
Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Through the pool.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device.
Unless you use Leon's.
But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
Can't you enter from the pool side? I would
No,
think.
she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Hey, that's a hero.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Oh god, this is so stressful. Oh my god. Broken e-handbook, yes.
Is it really possible?
Yes, it is.
Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook.
No, she didn't.
She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong.
It was broken.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
There's a question of why it was broken.
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Giving somebody but not taking.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
I doubt those things can be hackable.
You can't fix an e-handbook! The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring!
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya!
Is that it then? No, there has to be something else. Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it. Really? No. No. She was killed in the boys' locker room. But did she do it? But still, I don't know what else I could do.
Hold on a second.
Kyoko saves the day. Thank you, girl.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Couldn't she get in from the poolside?
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
Kyoko, I freaking love you. Seriously. Best girl when it comes to these cases. She saves our ass the second time.
What? What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait! Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting?
Oh, Monokume cannot resist excitement.
Well, alright then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
We shall. I'm totally down to see what Kyoko can present us. so before I even knew what was happening, the class trial has been put on hold. We headed off, with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... Yep.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You wanna check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
She's not wearing the tracksuit! She brought the tracksuit with her, but she is not wearing the tracksuit.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No, Hifumi, bad, bad Hifumi, no! I know what he's thinking, no!
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her.
And Sakura comes to the rescue.
So just leave this to me.
Sakura.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Oh god.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this what I think it is?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Is this what I think it is? Sakura's eyes were staring widely at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
Is this what I think it is?
Is what?
a boy.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact. What?
I'm turning off the auto on my controller. Sorry, I tossed my controller to a side. That's how Chihiro could get into the boys' locker room, and that's why Chihiro did not want to go work out with any of the girls, but was particularly good, particularly friends with the boys. He was a boy all along, even though he was wearing a dress. It's a he, not a she. That's why he wanted to sneak out at night, so he can go to the boys' locker room without causing suspicion for everybody else, and he wanted somebody else to work with, or work out with, because he was too weak. So it was a he that had a superiority complex. Oh my god, that was completely different. I was wondering why Kyoko wanted to examine the entire body. I was really wondering why. But I was thinking at first, like, wait a minute, maybe there's a possibility of, I don't know why, but for some reason I thought maybe that's why she wanted to examine the full body, because maybe there's a possibility we'll find something specific that makes Chihiro appear in a boys' locker room instead of the girls. I found it out.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
A cross-dressing guy? Cool, alright. So we'll figure out something. I thought Chihiro was a girl at first, but apparently it was just a... but apparently it was a boy. Wait a minute! Then that means that Genocide Jax-2 could have been the murderer because Chihiro was a boy.
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
Oh, so she didn't kill him.
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
I think... Wait, did Byakuya know? Did Byakuya know?
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting.
Wait a minute, how would she know? Unless she did investigation of her own. Maybe she did... Ooh, maybe she found the... Maybe she found the e-handbook of CHIHIRO and figured out that it was a boy instead. She did say she was gonna do investigation of her own.
Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Let's see if you can get back to it.
Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that CHIHIRO was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, CHIHIRO was not a girl, but a boy.
That's why he wanted to work out in the middle of the night, so he can go into the boys' locker room and not be questioned about his gender, so he could do things freely. To think that CHIHIRO was actually a guy. The thought had never crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
That's probably what I think that's what Kyoko did when she said she had to take care of something, you know, on her own. Maybe she was looking for the handbook and she found the handbook of CHIHIRO, and I gotta start processing my mind as thinking CHIHIRO is a guy. CHIHIRO's a guy now because I'm so used to CHIHIRO being a girl. CHIHIRO, she figured out she found CHIHIRO's handbook, and the handbook said that he was a guy.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So CHIHIRO really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Because I think because Byakuya maybe did not know that CHIHIRO was a boy.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
I'm starting to doubt that Byakuya maybe was a murderer. It's this weird innate feeling of this doubt, you know?
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made CHIHIRO's death look like Genocide Jack did it.
Although I don't know why.
But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Maybe.
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out CHIHIRO was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
I think to him this is all a game. That is messed up on other levels as well, but you son of a bitch.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say?
To him this is all a game. This is all just to ploy and to mess around with people, to fuck with people pretty much. This is him fucking with people. There's a reason why he did it. There's a clear reason why he did it.
Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the... There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is a guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But if that's still not enough, I need to find out some more clues. Oh god, this is so stressful. Oh no! Celeste's account.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yep.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Oh, damn it. Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. Makes me think of something weird is going on.
Shoot!
I need to think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Celeste, no.
Clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Celeste's account gotta be used
Perhaps
later.
someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yes, Celeste's
Yeah.
account.
All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Nope.
No, that's wrong.
We had to wait for it. We had to be patient.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
The way she says Makoto, it's actually kind of cute as well.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
But nobody found the duffel bag.
Track jacket in a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
Yep.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
But nobody could get in through it, could they?
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Because he's a boy.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Maybe.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship!
Oh, shut up, Jill.
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Kyoko saves the day once again. Oh my god, I freaking love her.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
He took a blue one, right? Does Chihiro's tracksuit really... a jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe. Next time on Danganronpa.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
What kind of evidence?
Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Sam Riel. Welcome to Hello, what have we got here? Hello ladies, how's it going? Breasts as a treasure thing that. I kinda wanna say you could dress better.